Hail World's Entertainment. Well, I got Bannerlord. It was on sale. And frankly, I've been liking it a lot. I've been actually been playing a separate file where I was playing as a Vlandian. But I also fumbled around a lot because I had no idea what I was doing. So for this stream, I'm going to start a new campaign. And we'll see how that goes. I have a general idea on what I want to do.
For 500 years, the Calradian Empire dominated the continent.
Ooh, backstory.
Its armies scattered foes before them. The strongholds of proud tribes crumbled beneath its engines of war. From the forests of the north to the wastes of the south, all was brought beneath the standard of their legions. Brutal as the conquest was, the wise agreed that it brought peace. The land, now untroubled by armies, grew rich. But empires, like men, grow old. Leaders lose a common cause. Corruption spreads. Old enemies learn the Empire's tricks and devise new ones of their own. Until one day, the bonds holding the Empire snap. Then comes the Civil War, pitting all against all. A time of hatred. A time of suffering. But also, even in the worst hours, a time of courage and defiance. As new leaders arise, from new places and new peoples, to turn back the tides of destruction and bring forth a new world from the ashes of the old.
Choose our character's culture. So kind of funny that these are actually kind of like some nod towards real-life cultures. Like Vlandians. The Vlandians are descendants of adventurers from the West who lived under the Empire for centuries before forming an independent kingdom. With the decline of imperial nobility, they have evolved into a well-organized feudal society led by a caste of warlike nobles who prefer to fight with spears and lances on horseback. Normans. They're just Normans. They get 5% more renown from battles, 15% more income while serving as a mercenary, and 10% production bonus to villages that are bound to castles. Recruiting lords to armies costs 20% more influence. So if you plan on fighting a lot, I guess this is a pretty good bonus. Renown is always nice. Sturgians. Sturgians are descendants of the foreign tribes of northern Calradia. As the Empire expanded into their cold forests, they found a ready market for the luxurious furs of woodland animals whom they traditionally hunted and trapped. Sturgian chieftains became princes, vying for preeminence with the help of Nord mercenaries who migrated into the Rus. They're the Rus. The Kievan Rus in particular, I believe. They are good hunters and wanderers, traveling far in search of opportunities for both trade and plunder. Village grain production is increased by 10%, armies are gathered with 50% less influence, and 20% more religion penalty from kingdom decisions. At this point, I haven't actually played with the whole landowning part, so I'm not sure if that's a good bonus or not. But I think the armies gathering with 50% less influence is really only good if you have a faction with a large enough armies. Empire. The Calradian Empire is in decline. Even before the suspicious death of Emperor Arenikos, the once united realm was torn by political rivalries. Today, those factions are in open war. Yet, Calradians endure. Their methodical study of defensive strategy, in which garrison cities slow down invading forces until mobile field armies can come to their rescue, helps hold their neighbors at bay. I think these guys are supposed to be Byzantines in decline, something like that. 20% less garrison troop wage, being an army brings 25% more influence, and villagers increase 20% less. I guess influence is a pretty important resource. Like garrison troop wage might help you save a lot of money in the long run, but if you're having enough money to start building up your own domains, are you ever going to be starved for it? To the point where 20% less garrison is going to make a difference. I don't think this fits my playstyle. Aserai. Aserai are the inhabitants of the Nahasa Desert, a mixture of nomadic Bedouin. It literally says Bedouin. They're Middle East North African Arabs. Mixture of nomadic Bedouin and settled oasis farmers. They are famous for their horsemanship and their knowledge of the learning of many lands, especially medicine, gained from lying on some of the continent's most lucrative trade routes. Each clan is fiercely proud of its lineage, and often jealous of the others, but when united by a charismatic leader, they become a major force in the south. Caravans are 30% cheaper to build, 10% less trade. 10% less trade penalty is always nice if you want to make more money. And caravans, I think, are pretty good for early game jumpstart. No speed penalty on desert, and daily wages of troops in the party increase by 5%. So this is also kind of, hey, is this really a downside if you're making caravans early to supplement your income to boost yourself further? Kuzites. The Kuzite Confederation of Steppe tribes used to... It is just a steppe tribe, Turkic-Mongolic. Used to live a nomadic life, but have recently settled in the eastern frontier of the empire and are slowly transitioning into an agrarian society with permanent town centers. Despite this, they still retain many aspects of their nomadic life, including their affinity with horses. They are masters of mounted archery, shooting, and then galloping out of reach. Recruiting and updating mounted troops are 10% cheaper. 25% production bonus to horse, mule, cow, and sheep villages owned by Kuzite rulers, and 20% less tax income from towns. I mean, I guess early game, the recruiting and upgrading mounted troops is going to be cheaper is good, but given the playstyle that I'm going to be doing this run, I don't think the discount is going to be necessary. Battanians. Battanians still remember the olden days when the woods stretched across northern Calradia, and the Empire and its cities had yet to violate their sanctity. The fierce warriors remain loyal to their traditional ways. They paint their faces when going to battle, and even their noblemen prefer to fight on foot, while using great axes and two-handed swords with deadly efficiency. So these are the Celts. 50% less speed penalty, and 15% sight range bonus in forests. Towns owned by Battanian rulers will have 20% chance of militias to spawn as veteran militias, and 10% slower build rate for town projects and settlements. So the forest bonus seems really good, since otherwise in a forest you're going to be incredibly slow. Militia spawning as veteran militias, I guess, could make a difference in defensive wars. Yeah, so Battanians are pretty great. So I think for me it's either a choice between Blandians or the Battanians? You know, I think the draw of being a nameless mercenary trying to carve his own name into the land kind of draws me in better. So let's go Blandians. We're going to become Normans. Character customization. Oh boy. You know what? Let's make him a tall boy. I'm not sure if there's any upsides or downsides for height, but we'll take it. Oh, good enough, we'll take it. Choose your family. You were born into a family of... So this is where our choices determine our starting skills. I want to focus into... Early on, I want to focus into 3 skills in particular. Roguery, leadership, and trade. So, well, mercenaries. Born to a family of mercenaries, that makes sense. As a child, you were noted for your... Oh wait. Your father joined one of Vlandia's many mercenary companies, composed of men who got such a taste for war in their lord's service that they never took well to peace. The crossbowmen were much valued across Calradia. Your mother was a camp follower, taking you along in the wake of bloody campaigns. I don't think I'll ever use crossbows. Maybe I will. Crossbows are pretty neat. As a child, you were noted for... As a child, you were noted for your leadership skills. If the wolf pup gang of your early childhood had an alpha, it was definitely you. All the other kids followed your lead as you decided what to play and where to play, and what led them in games and mischief. I don't know where that extra what came from. I'm terrible at reading. Like all village children you helped out in the fields, you also hung out with the gangs in the alleys. The gang leaders who kept watch over the slums of Calradian cities were always in need of poor youth to run messages and back them up in turf wars, while thrill-seeking merchants' sons and daughters sometimes slummed it in their company as well. Ooh, one-handed bonus. That'll be useful. One-handed is always great. As a youngster growing up in Calradia, war was never too far away. You... Yeah, marched with the camp followers. You avoided service with one of the main forces of your realm's armies, but followed instead in the train the troops' wives, lovers, and servants, and those who make their living by caring for, entertaining, or cheating the soldiery. Before you set out for a life of adventure, your biggest achievement was... Well, you know what? I think I like this. Your biggest achievement was you treated people well. Yours wasn't the kind of reputation that local legends are made of, but it was the kind that wins you respect among those around you. You were consistently fair and honest in your business dealings and were helpful to those in trouble. In doing so, you got a sense of what made people tick. They got some social, some steward, which will probably be useful later, and also gained some mercy, generosity, and honor. Like many families in Calradia, your life was upended by war. Your home was ravaged by the passage of army after army. Eventually, you sold your property and set off with your father, mother, brother, and your 2 younger siblings to a new town you'd heard was safer. But you did not make it. Along the way, the inn at which you were staying was attacked by raiders. Your parents were slain, and your 2 youngest siblings seized. But you and your brother survived because... you organized the travelers to break out. You encouraged a few travelers in the inn to break out in a coordinated fashion. Raiders killed or captured most, but you and your brother were able to escape. You prepare to set off with your brother on a mission of vengeance and rescue. Here's your character. Continue if you are ready, or go back to make changes. So our character comes from a family of mercenaries, displayed leadership skills when he was young, hung out with gangs in the alleys in his adolescence, marched with the camp followers in his youth, treated people well in his adulthood, and recently organized travelers to break out. Yeah, he's a born leader. Enter our name. You know what? I'm going to name him after a historical figure. Who better to lead a band of ragtag groups of the unfortunate than the man named after the greatest crusader ever? At least in the first crusade. Determine the game difficulty. Sure. Going Bannerlord when you still don't have the entirety of the game figured out. Clearly, nothing can go wrong with that. Auto clan member perks. No, we can do that later. Iron Man mode. Sure. We commit.
Brother, it's been 3 days now we've been tracking those bastards. I think we're getting close. We need to think about what happens when we catch them. How are we going to rescue our brother and sister? Are we up for a fight?
That is a good question.
This looks like an old training field for the legions. Perhaps we can spare some time and brush up on our skills. The practice could come in handy when we catch up with the raiders.
I'm going to run the course. I need to know I can fight if I have to. Oh, so do you think we'll catch up with the raiders soon?
The tracks look fresh, and I've seen some smoke on the horizon. Well, they can't move too quickly if they're still looting and raiding. No, I'm pretty sure we'll be able to rescue the little ones. Or die trying. This looks like an old training field for the...
How should we prepare for the fight?
If they're still pillaging, they may have split up into smaller groups. Hopefully we won't need to take them all on at once. But it would help if we could hire or persuade some people to join us.
Okay, so good news. Apparently my stream is running fine. Just that it does not reflect that when I'm trying to keep an eye on it on my own screen. This is some extreme levels of scuffed. But you know what? If it works, it works. Let's go. This is better than trying to run Yakuza on an 8,000 kilobytes per second. Anyway, choose a weapon to begin training. One-handed sword and shield. Let's go! Whee! Go to trainer. Oh, I'm supposed to defend. Sorry. Stand up and defend from down. Attack from left. Attack from right. Attack from right. Block, damn you. Attack from up. Attack from down. There we go. Choose another weapon or go to another training area. Wait. Didn't it say I can use this two-handed? No, I can't do that. Right, go to the trainer. Whee! You successfully finished the sword tutorial. Successfully defeated the rookie trainer. Go to the veteran trainer. The veteran trainer sucks. Sucks as in he's better than me. Ow. Let's try first person. Maybe it'll be better. It is not better. That works. Okay, so kick his nuts and kick his nads and then slice at him. So I can only attack up and down with a pole arm. Wait, what about with the... Okay, no. If I'm wearing a shield, I can only attack up and down. I see, I see. Aha! Kicks are overpowered. Clearly, the greatest weapon is the human body. Or something like that. Yes! Got it! Take that advanced melee training. Okay, range training. Ooh, crossbow. Excuse me, thank you. Okay, so crossbows take an extra time to reload. I can go to first person for this, right? Yes. I'm not sure if it helps. And we have physics to take into account. Wonderful. Choose another weapon. Bow. It should be more conventional. Booyah! And now, javelin training. Ooh, that's a delay. Perfect. All that javelin throwing in my first campaign trained me well. I do need more practice with mounts, though. Horse archery training. Okay, so if I hold the bow for too long, it actually loses focus. I got 1 second penalty from one missed target. Mounted spear training. For mounted sword training. Ooh, I can sheath my sword, or sheath my shield. That'll make it much easier. Woohoo! I can finally be satisfied with the knowledge that I defeated the veteran trainer. You completed all tutorials. You can always come back to improve your score. Thanks, game. Hey, Nogand.
Are you ready to leave here?
Yes, I'm ready. Let's go. I am never fighting the veteran trainer ever again. Before we do anything else, we're low on food. There's a village north of here where we can buy provisions and find some help. You're a better rider than I am, so I'll let you lead the way. Navigating Calradia. Welcome to Calradia. You can explore the world map by moving the camera with WASD. Panning your view by right-clicking and dragging your mouse and zooming in and out with the mouse wheel. Give it a try. Moving your party is done by clicking on the map. This will leave a mark on the target location, unless you've clicked on an inaccessible area such as mountains or sea. At least until the War Sales DLC, which I don't have. Let's set off to Tevea. You have arrived at the village. Entering settlements, you have arrived at Tevea. To explore the location, you can enter the settlement by pressing the highlighted button on the map on the left. Alternatively, you could just, if you know who you are looking for, you can use the search bar to type it in. The search bar lists all the persons, settlements, and troops of the Calradia. And alternatively, you could just click on the people to talk to them directly, but tutorials. Take a walk around.
Well, we're here, I guess. So, we need food, and after that, maybe some men to come with us. The head man here can probably help us. Let's try to find him.
Travel to speak to the headman. You can hold Alt to see the location of the headman. Once you're near him, press F to speak with him. Howdy, Empire Peasant. Interaction with this person is disabled during the tutorial stage. Thanks, game.
I'm Orthos, head man of this village. What brings you here?
We need help. Some raiders have taken our younger brother and sister captive. We think they may have passed this way.
We got your people too. Sorry to hear that. Those bastards have done a bit of killing and looting in these parts as well. We think they've gone north. I reckon there are a few folk around here who'll join you in going after them if you'll pay for their gear. Once you've made your preparations, come and talk to me again. I may have a task for you if you're going after the raiders.
Leaving a mission. To leave a mission, you can hold down Tab. This will return you to the settlement menu where you can purchase supplies and hire recruits. Recruitment. Your brother has asked you to hire at least 4 men before you set out to face the raiders. You can hire troops from villages and town by clicking the Recruit Troops button. Buying food. You should purchase supplies from the settlement menu on the left. Click Recruit 4 recruits. Buy 2 grains. Notables help you recruit more and better, higher level troops according to their relation with them. Click on some troops and move into your party. Let's just get all of them. Buying food. Your brother recommends that you purchase 2 sacks of grain. You can do this by transferring them to your inventory with a little arrow on the left side. 35 coin for sack of grain? This is highway robbery. Sure, I'll also take some flax, why not? We finished our preparations. Let's talk to the headman again. He said he may have a task for us. We could use his friendship. Talk to the headman. The menu on the top right shows the current important people in your current location. Click on the headman's portrait to talk to him. Click on the visit button to return to the notable and ask about the task ahead. What do you mean talk is disabled?
Glad to see you found what you need. Now, about that matter I mentioned earlier. There's this wandering doctor who comes through here from time to time. Name of Tactius. Treats people for free. We're fond of him. Well, we last saw him a few days ago. He was carrying some sort of chest, which he was very mysterious about. He was on some sort of quest, he said, though wouldn't tell us more. He set off on the road just a few hours before the raiders came through here. Well, He's not really a worldly type, just the kind of fellow who would stumble into a trap and let himself be captured. We're worried about him. If you can keep an eye out for him, this Tactius, we'd be very grateful. Maybe if he's alive and well, he'll tell you a little more about his quest.
To leave a mission, you can hold down tab. This will return to the settlement menu. Oh, we already seen this. Locate and rescue traveler. Look around the village to find a party that captured a traveler whom the headman told you about. Well, there's some raiders. You encountered the raider party. Ooh, Radagos Raider. Wow, they're terrible. All they have is a knobbed club. Attack! Tutorial. Battle commands. You can tell your men to charge by opening the movement orders with F1 and choosing charge with F3.
Attack!
Ow! Ow! God damn it. Alright, go get him, guys. I believe in you. I hired you with my money, after all. I can just toggle fast forward.
We showed him!
Yay! Ooh, got more Headman's troop and Radagos Raider. Afterwards, we ran around the village of Tebea and then took down the other two looter groups. Ooh, I gained a level and I plundered gold. Old fur armor. That is terrible. Maybe Nogon can get a use out of it. It's not fashionable, but it'll protect ya. What I really need is a ranged weapon. Notification. You rescue several prisoners that the raiders had been dragging along. They look parched and exhausted. You give them a bit of water and bread, and after a short while, one staggers to his feet and comes over to you.
I don't know who you are, but I'm in your debt. These brigands would have marched us to our deaths. My name's Tactios. I'm a doctor by trade. I was on, well, a bit of a quest, but I'm now thinking I'm not really made for this kind of thing. I was with a caravan and they just came out of the brush. We were surrounded and outnumbered, so we gave up. I figured they'd keep us alive, if just for the ransom. But then they started flogging us along at top speed without any water, and I was just about ready to drop. I could feel the signs of heat stroke creeping up, and I told them, but they just flogged me more. If your group hadn't come along, maybe I have a way to thank you properly.
We're looking for 2 children captured by the raiders. Can you tell us anything?
I'm afraid I haven't seen any children, but after our caravan was attacked, the chief of the raiders, the one they call Radagos, took and rode off with our more valuable belongings, including a chest that I had. He seemed to be controlling more than one band around this area. If this lot has your kin, then I think he'd be the one to know. And since I have nothing of value left to repay your help, I'll tell you this. If you do catch up with and defeat that ruffian, you may be able to recover my chest. It contains a valuable ornament, which I was told could be of great value if you knew where to sell it. I was trying to find out more about it, but, as I say, I've had all my urge for travelling flogged out of me. Right now, I don't think I'd venture more than 20 paces from a well as long as I live.
We'll keep that in mind.
It doesn't look like much, and I suspect this lot will give it away for a few coins. But I got it from a mercenary whom I treated once, and he swore it was related to Neretz's folly. I don't know what that means, except that Neretes was of course the emperor who died in battle some years back. Maybe you could find out its true value. Thanks for saving me again. I hope our paths will cross again.
Find the hideout of Radagos gang and defeat them. Find Radagos hideout. Well, there you go. We found it. Encyclopedia. Encyclopedia offers up-to-date information about settlements, heroes, clans, and factions. Select the category to see contents listed under the said category. Trying to find something specific? Use filters on the left bar to narrow out the results. The sorting menu lets you sort your results based on different variables. Tactios. Oh, these are our parents. And we have siblings. Alda and Varric. Last seen near Tevea. Right. Directional buttons. You have arrived at the hideout. Tutorial: Hideouts and Orders. Hideout missions begin with the enemy unaware of your approach. Order your troops to follow you with the F1 and F2 shortcuts and try to take them on in small groups. Charge!
Die! Come on!
Ooh, ridged iron broadsword. If only I could see what it does. Hopefully it's worse than my current sword. They wouldn't give me a crap sword to start with, right? Right?
Come on!
Ooh, I'm already at half health. That's not good.
Come on!
Looks like we're also increasing our athletics every time we defeat an enemy on foot. Nope, nobody here. Oh, there's another one. How many more is left? 2 more. We'll go get him, guys. Thank you.
So, who's this that comes through my place of business, killing my employees?
We heard you took our little brother and sister. Where are they?
Good heaven, I need a better description than that. My men have harvested dozens of little brats in this region. Quite good hunting grounds. Already sent most of them off to a slave market, I know, though. Since your hunt for your kin is fruitless, How about you clear off and save your own lives? Either that, or I'll force you to lick up all the blood you've spilled here with your tongues. Or you and I could settle this one-on-one.
Very well, I'll duel you. Oh no, he's good at fighting. I lied, I'm better at fighting. Ow. Save me, tactics. Ow! Not my shield. Oh, I lost a battle. Unfortunate. You're defeated by Radagos' party, but your brother saved you. Doesn't look like they're going anywhere, though. So you should attack again once you're ready. You must have at least 4 members in your party. If you don't, go back to Tibby and recruit some more troops. Ow! Ow! Oh, headshot with the mace. Yes, got it! After like 4 tries. Stupid Radagos and his stupid mace. Ooh. Ooh. Got some stuff, though. No helmet, though.
Well, I recognize defeat when I see it. If I'm gonna be your captive, let me introduce myself. I'm Radagos.
Hello, Radagos.
You haven't cut my throat yet, which was a wise move. I'm sure I can find a way to be worth more to you alive than dead.
You better help us get our brother and sister back or you'll swing from a tree.
Ah, you'll need my help, all right. If you want to get them back. Alive, that is. See, my boys have some pretty specific instructions about what to do if there's a rescue attempt. Shall we get on the road? Remember, if I drop dead of exhaustion or drown in some river, that's it for your little dears. I don't expect a cozy palanquin now, but you'd best not make it too hard a trip for me.
Alright, Radagos, you get to live, for now. You come across a chest with an old piece of bronze in it. It's so battered and corroded that it could have been anything from a cup to a crown. This must be the chest Tactios mentioned to you. That has something to do with Neretzi's folly.
I was hoping to find more treasure here, but I think business wasn't going too well for Radagos and his gang. I found this strange-looking metal piece, though. It doesn't look too valuable, but it could be the artifact Tacteus was talking about. Maybe we can sell it to one of the noble clans for a hefty price.
Alright then, let's get on the road.
I have a better idea. We would have a better chance if we split up now. I'll take Radagos and go find the slaver market and look for a way to free the children. However, we must be careful not to endanger their lives, and it could be better to just buy them. We need to have our purses full for that, though. I'll need to take these men with us. Radagos is a slippery one. I don't want him getting away.
So you want me to raise the money to ransom the little ones?
Indeed. You'll have to find a way to do that. Maybe this bronze thing can help. Tacteus said it could be worth a fortune to the right person, if you manage not to get killed. If he's telling the truth, you must be careful. Never reveal that you have it, but try to understand its value and how it can be sold. One more thing. When you are talking to nobles and other people of importance, make sure you present yourself as someone from a distant but distinguished family. You can use our family name if you like, or make up a new one. you will have a better chance of obtaining an audience with nobles, and it'll be easier for me to find you by asking around.
Select your family name. I mean, we already named ourselves after Bohemond the Hawkville, so there we go. Customize your banner's sigil. I wonder if we get the option to make more complicated sigils later. I doubt it, but good enough.
Get on the road now. Once I locate the little ones, I'll come find you.
Tutorial is over. You are now free to explore Calradia. You found the first banner piece. On the 4th day of summer 1084, you found the artifact which Tacteos mentioned. Yep, it sure is an artifact. Stealth tutorial. You and your brother part ways. As he rides over the crest of a hill, he lifts his arm in salute, then disappears from view. A few days ago, you were a family of 6. Now, you are alone. And you realize that, despite your courage and determination, you and your brother may never see each other again. However, you are not left long in your solitude. As you make the final preparations to set out, a young boy whom you recognize from Tevea staggers into your camp. Once he regains his breath, he explains, "A small band of Radagos' men have escaped a showdown at his hideout, returned to the village, and seized the headman as a hostage. He begs you to come back with them and rescue their leader." Villagers in need. Well, first, establish your clan. Calradia is a land full of peril, but also opportunities. To face the challenges that await, you'll need to build up your clan. Your brother told you there are many ways to go about this, but none forego coin. Trade would be one means to this end, fighting and selling off captured bandits in town another. Whatever path you choose to ensue, traveling alone will make you easy pickings for whomever came across your trail, especially with the dueling skills I've exhibited. You know that you can recruit men to follow you from the notables of villages and towns, though they may ask you for a favor or two of their own before they allow you access to their more valued fighters. Naturally, you may also find more unique characters in the taverns of Calradia. However, these tend to favor more established clans. We need at least 2,000 dinars, 20 party size, and 50 renown. And hire a companion. So just get more money. Oh no, my stuff is gone. I guess I don't get to keep anything from the tutorial. They even gave us our gold back. Thank heaven our lad found you. Please, sir, you've done so much for us, but we beg you not to forsake us now. When our lads came back and you said you'd led him to the victory over Radagos and his gang, we thought the danger had passed, but it looks like we rejoiced too soon. A few desperate bandits got away, and now they have our headman. They're demanding a ransom, a half dozen horses, and 10 sacks of grain. After all the theft and villainy, we have no horses at all, sirs, and the grain would leave us nothing to plant. They've holed up in a ruined villa a short distance from here, and say that if we try to rescue the headman, they'll cut his throat then and there. But surely you could save him. You can sneak in there and get him out. I guess it's mostly a matter of waiting until their back is turned and moving quickly from cover to cover. We can give you some things that might help you. We have some special softer boots that our hunters use when they go out at night. When you walk, you'll barely make any noise at all. And some darkened clothes. We have some that would fit you. Also, this dagger. It's probably safer to just get to the headman as stealthily as you can and then sneak back out. But if there's no getting around one of them, you can take this and come up behind him. And that would make a lot less noise and straight out fight. Right, I'll don those hunting clothes and see what I can do. Thank you, my lord. I'll take you right now to the villa. This is a good time. They took some wine when they raided us, and I doubt they'll be on their guard. Lead on. Ooh, stealth segment. So we press Z to crouch. Hit caps lock to trigger sprint, odd choice. And try not to get seen. Damn it, that one saw us. That one notices something is up. There's tall grass invited this passage. Used to avoid the patrol. Thank you, game. Oh, I can't even run when I'm in tall grass. Gotta be careful. Oh no, they're gonna see the body. On the upside, this boosts my one-handed. At least I now get to know what happens when you leave a body behind in the plain view. Okay, so they just go back to their original pattern. Sorry, I'll clean up the body now. Just don't notice that a body disappeared. Thank you. Oh, come on. Right, let's go. I don't think it'll be possible to get those two. What are your alternate paths of doing this? No, I'm pretty sure this is the intended path. Sneaky, 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 sneaky. Oh, that's a lot of guards. Do not want to be caught. Distraction. You can distract guards with noise. Try throwing one of the stones in your inventory to grab their attention. Oh, come on. You alert the bandits, the camp erupts in confusion, but in the darkness you are able to slip away. You watch from a distance as the chaos and noise dies down, and you sense that it won't be long before this ill-disciplined gang relaxes their guard, giving you another chance. When you are ready, you can return to Tevea and try again. Okay, now let's try throwing those stones. No, don't fucking turn around, you fucking... Fine, I'll just ignore you. How about that? You are less visible in dark areas. Okay, no, I can still stab you. Oh, come on. Being less visible in dark areas is my rear end. Maybe it's torch proximity that I get seen in. Oh, almost got caught. Headman! Boymon, what's happening? Be silent. I shall clear a path past them. As soon as you find an escape route, I will follow. Tutorial, stealth kill. You will deal additional damage when you hit an unaware enemy. Take out the remaining guard from behind. I've been doing that, thank you. Backstab! Hide the body. If the enemy comes across a corpse, they'll start investigating. I am aware of that. You can avoid this by pressing F to interact with the body to move out of the way. Exit. Boymon, once again you've helped us fend off those villains. We can handle things from here, I'm sure. There's just a few of them left. We won't let them take us unaware again. Thank you, with all our hearts. Thank you. I'm always glad to help honest folk like yourselves. We know you got a long road ahead of you, trying to find your family. That dagger and those hunting clothes, please take them. We pray they can be of use. And I have 100 dinars that I've been saving, but I want you to have it. If it helps you at all to find your poor brother and sister, I'd be glad. Keep your money, my good man. You lost too much already. Then thank you again. We here in Tivea won't forget what you've done for us.